On this month's First Week Food, would you rather talk about sharks or pizza on a plane?
I learned what hypochondriacs are.
What is IGN Expo?
And our review of John's Grille. All coming up on the Segway Podcast. Maybe now is a good time that, like we said, we are dead set on the Segway being a kind of escapism. And we know there's a lot of really sad, tragic things happening in the world right now. So if you want to hear our thoughts today, which is Monday the 1st of June, we put out a social post with our thoughts. So we're not going to tackle it on here on the episode. But if you want to know our thoughts, we post it on social media. So go check it out there. And back to the podcast. Hey, welcome to the Segway.
The best thing that happened to you on a Thursday.
That's right, recording live, social distantly.
Hey, speaking of Logan, did you see that he got written up about his movie he made, Hammy?
Hammy? I did see that. I didn't read the article about it. And they don't know that we were speaking of Logan, but it's true. We were. Yeah. So good for Logan, good for Hammy. So go check that out. I don't know, who is it written by? I didn't catch that.
Oh, I don't remember off the top of my head. I saw this like an hour ago.
Yeah, that'll be a fact check. So, the house next to the Segway Studios is no longer vacant.
Oh, is that sold for real?
Yeah, a nice young couple just moved in over the weekend.
Not their parents that we saw, apparently?
No, it's funny because the parents, I can't speak to, I talked to them, but the parents, they're so extrovert. Like, the father was, like, yelling across the street, my son just bought his first house, but, I get it, because I remember when we moved in, like, my parents were very excitable, too. But, I felt like such a dumbass, because I'm walking in my backyard throwing some weeds out, and he's in his yard, like, they had, like, their yard, I don't know if I ever sent you a picture, but their grass was, like, up to my waist. So they hired this lawn care service with, like, this boy and his dad to mow it, and they left all the clumps in their backyard. So he's out there with, like, a leaf blower, like cleaning it up, and I know I got to say something. So I wave, he waves. Dude, I'm such a dumbass. I walk over and shake his hand, and he was cool about it. He was like, yeah, I'll shake your hand. I was like, oh shit, like it was like that's like the introvert in me. Like, I'm so bad at those social situations. It's just like, oh, I'm meeting him for the first time. This is what people do when they meet for the first time. Apparently, I haven't met anybody during the quarantine because I haven't had any practice. There's been no, like, test runs of meeting somebody and not shaking their hand.
Oh, man. I hope you get another first impression.
Yeah, we'll see. I'll get the Men in Black on them, and we'll go from there. But they moved in, and it's no longer vacant.
That's good to hear. I don't know if I got anything else, really.
Do you want to hear a great recipe that's not exciting? I recommend this to anybody who either likes smoothies or is trying, how they say, like, a meal replacement? Like, drink this to replace a meal. I've been doing this since probably about a month now. It was in our story one week where I did, like, my breakdown. But it actually really has worked. Like, I feel really good and I've lost some weight. So I highly recommend, in this order, almond milk, 1 banana, 5 strawberries, protein powder, a little MCT oil, and ice. Mix that up in a blender, and it is a delicious and satisfying smoothie. Very basic, but I highly recommend it.
What about cashew milk?
Yeah, sure, whatever. I prefer almond milk, but whatever milk you choose.
Well, we don't use almond milk here because Steph's allergic to it.
Try with cashew milk.
Yeah, I was going to give it a shot.
Go rob a cow's udders and put that milk in there.
Whole milk?
Yeah. Put the whole cow in the blender.
Oh, that's just a beef soup smoothie.
Beef soup smoothie. Hell yeah. All right, we are starting out. Is this technically the first summer month? Like, I think summer started in May. Maybe it didn't. I don't know. It's always weird. Like, when the seasons technically start is when you're already, like, in that season. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. Like, I feel like June. Well, June is always, like, the first, like, school off summer.
Right, and it has the longest day of the year. Like, it's 9 o'clock now and it's still light outside, so it's summer. But I always feel like it's, like, the snow's been on the ground for, like, 3 weeks, and they're like, "Oh, winter is finally here." And be like, "Bitch, it's been here." And I feel like the same is with summer. It's like, "Oh, it's officially summer." Okay. What I'm saying is this is the first month of summer with Would You Rather, because it's such a great segment.
Yes.
We know you love it, or at the very least, I love it. So let's just jump right in. So the way it works, we tell each other bizarre stories with 3 possible outcomes, one of which is true, and the other person has to guess which one they would rather happen. So let's jump right in. Number 1. Charlie, remember how we were talking about South Korea baseball?
Yeah, Busan.
What?
Busan was the...
My Giants?
Yeah.
I don't remember the name of the city. My Giants.
It's
That's right.
Busan.
Busan?
Busan.
The Busan Giants. Good for
That's
them.
right.
I hope they're doing better. So they're looking for ways to stay connected with the fans and kind of keep some energy up.
Okay.
So would you rather... I didn't make this about you. I apologize. It's all about them. They're the ones performing. They deserve the love.
It feels weird. It's not about me now. That's okay.
So would you rather... A... Fans are able to send in cardboard cutouts of themselves to put in the stands. B. Teams go live on Facebook so that players in the dugout can actually interact with fans in real time during games. Or C. They're doing a competition online with donations to let fans become pinch runners. So basically that means they can run the bases once per game.
Oh, man. I think B and C are probably the coolest things that could actually happen. But I feel like B, like the players wouldn't be able to be engaged in the game. They'd be like too distracted. And I don't think any team is going to risk the largest fan to win that competition and not be able to run the bases. So I feel like it's probably A. So I pick A.
That's correct. That's really good logic too. They do, B happens occasionally. Like, sometimes they'll talk to a pitcher that's not starting. Like in real life in Major League Baseball, they'll interview the pitcher for an inning. But no, those 2 are from Macranium. But yeah, what they're doing is, and they're putting like players, like player cardboard cutouts in the stands too, but they're allowing fans to create cardboard cutouts of themselves or even their animals and send it in. So when you're looking at the batter, you just see all these like cutouts in the background.
That's
it's pretty
so cool.
Yeah.
Man, I feel like I would win that competition. They'd be like, no.
They're like, you could watch. You could pick. You bring. That's why they tell you bring a friend just in case.
Yeah, like, I couldn't run that shit. Are you kidding me? Okay. Would you rather? Yes. So Tyler.
Yes.
I made this about you.
Oh, perfect. We're switching the roles. I like this.
You've become a great white shark researcher, right? And you have found from your studies since 2007 that female sharks sometimes have been known to swim like big circuits around the ocean in open water. And would you rather that reason was because A, they were trying to find huge fish to eat, B, to avoid people, or C, to avoid being raped while pregnant?
Oh, damn. My instinct is to go with C. I feel like it'd be interesting if it was to avoid people, but I think that's giving them too much conscious awareness. So let's go with C.
Yes, it's C. It's to avoid mating while pregnant. Because these great white sharks are just trying to smash.
And they're like, we're great.
We're great, right? Yeah.
The great white sharks. That's sad. They need shark consent.
I don't know how that would even work.
Let's put a bunch of like flyers about shark consent, like pamphlets, out to sea, and let it sink like the Titanic. And then throughout the ocean, all these like pamphlets will spread out in the water, and they'll be like swimming around, like, oh, look at that. All right, number 3. Would you rather? You like flying on planes?
I do actually a lot.
Okay. What if you had to not have a window seat?
That's cool.
Okay. You're a good sport. But food in airports is super expensive and the quality varies. So you decide that you are going to sneak a piece of pizza on the plane. But you're not like me. I enjoy cold pizza. And even if you do, for the store, you don't.
Okay.
You don't like cold pizza. So would you rather A, hold the pizza up to the light above your seat, B, rig your own microwave using external battery units with USB connection, or C, would you ask the stranger next to you to put your pizza in her purse and then ask if you or her could sit on it during the flight, you have no preference?
I'm not really an extrovert, so I don't think I would do C. I think I'd rather hold it up and do the stupidest thing I could, but I hope it's B. I hope the answer's B.
B was the USB
Yeah.
battery connection. That's the what you're talking about?
I hope that's the answer.
No.
Oh, damn it.
A viral photo went out about a dude on a plane holding a piece of pizza up to the light, trying to warm it with the light. And I don't know enough about airplane technology, but from doing a little bit of the reading in the comments, apparently that those lights don't give off heat.
All right. Would you rather? You hear my voice crack?
I did.
All right. Hannah Brown was an Instagram gal. I don't know. But she was live streaming and singing. And the song that she was singing had the N-word in it.
Was she of our color?
Yes, she was Caucasian.
Oh, what a bitch.
She apologized already. And she recently did something else. What would you rather she did? A, donated money from a fundraiser she put on for the NAACP. B, she live streamed herself doing charity work for lower income families. Or C, she apologized again.
Well, it'd be very boring if she just apologized again. And I feel like it's like a twisted way to still get exposure, since Instagram influencers love their exposure. So I'm going to say that she live streamed herself doing charitable work.
You know what? A or B would have been better than actually C, because that's what she did. How stupid is that? She just apologized again. Part of her apology said that she wanted to do something nice now, like she wanted to change something, but she didn't do shit. She just apologized again. Like, okay.
Yeah, she's probably hoping people forget. You know what I mean?
If she hopes people forget, she shouldn't bring it up again.
That's true. That's true. Maybe she wanted to be like ahead of the curve. Like, I'm going to remind people and apologize again before people come at me and I'm unprepared.
I don't know. I feel like it's pointless. Like, if you actually want to do something. Don't
No,
just...
that's fair.
Yeah, actions speak louder than words.
All right. Third, would you rather from me? So let's say you are sound asleep in your new home. Not yet, but eventually your new home. And you're sound asleep. But you are stirred awake by something that's occurring in your home. Would you rather A, a bear snuck into your house through the window to munch on a half-eaten donut you left on your nightstand? B, a pair of men with machetes were paid to sneak into a home for a sexual fantasy, but they had the wrong home? Or C, an ex-girlfriend tracked you down after 4 years of complete silence to apologize and offer you a back scratch because her denying you a back scratch was the reason for your last and final fight?
Well, all of those, I think, involve my pistol.
That's true, yeah. Your little pew, right? Little pew.
Little pew pew.
Oh, it's 2 pews?
It's 2 pews.
Okay, I didn't know. Please apologize on behalf of my mistake.
It's okay, well, he demands respect. So I guess I would rather it was A, because in that case I'm not killing somebody.
You're killing a bear instead?
Yeah.
Well, don't leave donuts out on your nightstand.
I won't, I promise.
So, the answer is B. So 2 men snuck into a bedroom with machetes after they were paid to carry out a stranger's sexual fantasy of being tied up in his underwear and stroked with a broom. Why they had machetes instead of, a broom? I don't know. That's lost on me. Absolutely lost on me. But they went to the wrong house. Not a bear.
Yeah. I actually heard that story.
That's kind of crazy though, isn't it?
It's insane. So this is my last Would You Rather. Was that your last one or you have one more?
Yeah, I'm donezo.
Okay. My last Would You Rather. This one's a fun story. I told Steph this one already. Alright. The coastal town of Newport, Oregon. The police have issued an announcement on their Facebook concerning toilet paper. What would you rather it was about? A, not to call the police if you run out of toilet paper. B, not to challenge your neighbors to a quote-unquote duel to the death for theirs. Or C, not to go into the nearby ocean and defecate.
Okay, I don't think it's B. Now, would it be hilarious if it was B? Yes.
It's a personal story by a cop.
That would be hilarious. I think, now if it's C, that means that somebody did that. Or they caught, I mean, you wouldn't be able to, the ocean is so vast, I don't think you would know after the fact. So that would imply that a cop saw somebody.
At least a couple times.
Pooping in the ocean, yeah. Probably one time they're like, well, that was weird. Second time they're like, maybe we should make a statement. But I could see a lot of people being like, I don't have toilet paper. I gotta call the cops because I don't have toilet paper and I don't live near the ocean. So I'm gonna go that they were telling people not to call them because they needed toilet paper. Was that A?
It is A, yeah.
Okay. Was that true?
That is the answer. They put an announcement out because so many people were doing it.
I want to hear a phone call.
911 call.
Yeah, like when you know how they do like recording if you're watching like a paranormal, like, you know, to build suspense, actual recording. Somebody's like, I'm on the toilet and my husband's working third shift. I need you to bring over a roll and none of that one ply shit.
Yeah. Isn't that insane?
That is, but it's also not surprising.
No, it's not, and that's the sad part, I think.
It is. And that, my friends, is Would You Rather.
Even though it is not Halloween, we still like to talk about our ferocious fears. And Tyler, I have something I would like to talk about. I hope you have one.
I do. That'd be very awkward. And I probably should have told you over text messaging earlier if I didn't have one.
Sometimes this segment's hard for me. Even though I brought it up today, sometimes it's hard for me because I'm like, you know, I'm not that scared of a lot of stuff. I like to think I'm a pretty steadfast man. I'm not scared of many things.
Maybe just puppets and ghost lights.
You're referring to the last episode. That was terrifying.
Yeah, well, I think this segment it can lend itself to either previous fears or, you know, it doesn't have to be like I'm absolutely petrified of something. I mean, I think fear can be kind of broken down to meaning other things.
Mm-hmm. Like, since quarantine started, this has become something I've been aware of myself doing. I'm becoming more of a hypochondriac. I don't like that about myself.
Is that the fear of going out places?
No, it's the fear of, like, you think you're always sick. I'm a hypochondriac.
That's right. Okay. But you are sick.
I don't know if I'm sick. I feel like I have a sore throat, but I'm not sure. I feel like it's been happening a couple times. Like, God, when the quarantine started, I took like a questionnaire to see if I was not eligible, but like the odds of me having coronavirus, and it came up like, we don't even need to see you. Don't be stupid.
You got it. No, and they were saying you don't have it.
Yes, but I find myself falling into the trap of thinking, you're gonna die. There's nothing they can do. And I know thinking like that's not right. So my fear is kind of falling into that trap.
Well, but that's also paired with you never going to the doctor. Like, when's the last time you went to the doctor? Oh, well, you had your foot issue, but when's the last time you had a checkup?
I think like 2016. Maybe 2017 at most.
Oh, that's not that. Last time I think I had a checkup, I think I was in high school. So
okay.
You're better than I am. I'm not passing judgment, but I'm also not in your situation. If you're somebody who's afraid of, I mean, there's like 3 pillars to this. It's like the fear of that you're sick. Google and everything is at our fingertips, so you can research yourself, which they say don't do. But it's also like you want to educate yourself, and then also not having an expert's opinion. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like all those 3 working together at once. So I think yeah, and people are hyper aware of illnesses right now as well. It's like it's in the collective unconscious.
Exactly, and it's just like I'm definitely picking up on that. I feel like an antenna, and like I feel like I'm aware of every little ache and pain that I've ever felt.
Yeah, it's very strange. It's still very surreal to me going places with masks on.
Me too.
I would say that this most recent weekend was I mean, I was out. I'd go grocery shopping, obviously, with a mask. But I think this most recent weekend was the first one I actually was, like, browsing. Mm-hmm. Like, for, like, patio furniture and stuff like that. It was, like, one of the first times it's, like, going out, not out of necessity, but to browse with a mask on.
Yeah.
And I think because that slowed time down a little bit, it was like observing people with masks and thinking about illnesses, and it's a very surreal time that we're in right now.
Yeah, it is. And because of that, because I do have this sore throat, I called the doctor and I have an appointment tomorrow morning I told you earlier, it's a virtual call, but if they needed items further, I might have to go in, and honestly, that itself freaks me out. I don't like the doctor.
You better make sure that this is a for real doctor, because I feel like a for real doctor would use Zoom. The fact that this doctor is using Skype, is he going to add you on MySpace after your appointment?
No, it's definitely it's actually is using Zoom through the My Chart.
Okay.
I was just using the colloquialism of face call.
Okay, he's like, can you send me your email so I can give you an appointment update to your AIM online account?
Oh man, I used to use AIM in college.
I used Yahoo Messenger growing up.
All right, well, that's my ferocious fear.
All right, mine's not very long, but it's one I was thinking about recently, so I might have even mentioned it. I think I did mention it on a podcast before.
But
it was like, yeah, well, it's the only one I do currently. But this is a fear that occurred. It must have had something to do with the movie, but there's no scene in it that would lead me to this situation or this fear. Have you seen Signs?
Actually, I've never seen Signs. I always wanted to, but I know it's about, so you're good.
And it doesn't matter that you haven't seen it, because there's no scene in that movie that would lead me to my fear that I'm about to tell you. I would say for probably about 3 years after watching Signs, I would go into the bathroom to pee, and before I could do that, I would have to rip open the shower curtain.
Oh my god!
I've got to the point now where I don't look at the shower now. Like, Signs came out recently.
Yeah.
But I've gotten to the point where I don't care about the shower curtain. I think I feel more at ease with the shower curtain open, knowing that there's no one or no thing behind it. But there was a stretch where I couldn't. Like, I couldn't pee, or, I guess anything else you would do in a bathroom, without opening the shower curtains.
Wow.
And I know you can't dissect the movie quickly to think where it might be drawing from, but I have, and there's no scene I can think of in there that would lead me to that situation. I just connected in my mind, like, that habit started around the time that I first saw Signs.
Huh. Actually, I kind of get that, though. Like, I used to keep a machete by my bed, and now I got little pews, so I get it. I get the safety.
Were you one of the two men that went to the house with your broom to sexually...
I think that happened in England, so... No, I didn't get paid enough.
Okay. Yeah, so I don't do it anymore. It's not a current fear, but it's one that lasted a couple years, and it was just it wasn't even like a bothersome thing. It was just a habit. Walk in, left hand, open up the shower curtain. Sometimes I don't even think I looked. Could have been somebody in there. I don't know. It was just like, as long as it's open, it is what it is. And I would go, and thankfully, nobody's ever been behind the shower curtain.
Yeah.
Except for my cat. My Gus. Gus will sometimes, I'll just hear, and he's just licking the drain, and he'll lay in my bathtub. But I'm not.
Artemis does that too.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm a little scared of your cat. If your cat was in my shower curtain, I think I would still open up the curtain, because she's kind of fierce.
She'll hurt anybody that's not me or Stephanie.
Yes. So yeah, that's our ferocious fears, y'all.
So you know what got canceled this year besides many other things?
Sony.
Sony didn't get canceled.
No, but the PlayStation 5.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Did I just steal your segment?
No.
Okay, good. Sony just put out today that they're not releasing PlayStation 5 something because of everything going on.
Hey, that's cool. I can save up more money for it. That's not a big deal. So, amongst many things, E3 got canceled this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Do you know what E3 is?
Yeah, it's like that convention where like the big, like the Nintendo, is it Nintendo?
It's
and
everything.
PlayStation, Xbox go, and they try and like show who has the bigger penis.
Yeah, they have the dick measuring contest. It's fun. I usually watch the lives.
Why does Nintendo even show up?
Because they got pretty cool stuff, like the Switch.
Does Nintendo even show up? Listen,
Nintendo's innovative.
Xbox is great for multiplayer games. Sony is great for single player games. And Nintendo's like, well, we still have Mario from like 40 years ago.
No.
Nintendo, no one gives a shit.
You are insanely wrong. You know that?
stand. No, it's an opinion.
I
will stand by this until the end of time. The last Nintendo I owned was a GameCube. Not a GameCube. I didn't even own that shit. Last Nintendo I owned was a Game Boy Color.
Oh.
And I don't know where it is, and I don't care.
Oh, you didn't play Pokemon, did you?
Nope.
Well,
I didn't play Mario either, so that's that. I'm a Crash boy. I'm a Sony boy.
My God. Okay. Anyway, so basically, because E3 is not happening, there's something called the IGN Expo virtual. The virtual IGN Expo is going to happen, and that actually comes out tomorrow. It starts tomorrow. And what it basically is because E3 is not happening, a group of Japanese and North American publishers, 14 of them altogether. I don't have their names. If you want to fact check me on that.
That's all good.
It's a long email. They're going to be launching this expo. It's up to 40 games premiering. And that's basically it. Like, it's just kind of like, because they're not going to have a chance to show off at E3, they want to do something still, because they've made some cool stuff. Like, I think Last of Us 2 is going to be there, a bunch of stuff like that.
Are these games that have been announced that people are excited to see demos of, or are they dropping games that nobody even knows about at all?
I believe the answer for that is both.
Okay. How do you I'm assuming, since you said it's IGN, that they'll be streaming it, but how do you attend or watch it?
The New Game Expo will stream on Twitch June 23rd at 8 a.m. That's so weird, but I saw many places that said it's going to be on the 5th. But they say the 23rd now, so hopefully it's the 5th.
It looks like June 5th is a pre-show charity stream. It looks like Resident Evil 3 speedrunner countdown.
Okay.
It seems like it's going to be a June event, and maybe it kickstarts on the 5th, or it's a Summer of Gaming kickoff, and there's a pre-show charity on June 5th, Resident Evil 3 speedrunner.
Okay. So someone's going to speedrun Resident Evil 3.
Yeah, there's a whole list. It's like the 5th, there's BioShock, Werewolf the Apocalypse, Mortal Shell, Observer. There are a lot of games I don't know about.
Mm-hmm.
There's a whole list. It's like, it seems like a full month thing. Like every day there's a different trailer going to be released or something like that.
Okay.
And if they don't want to drop it now, it says unannounced classic revival. So they're leaving some things unannounced, but it seems to be like a month-long event.
Okay, so it starts June 5th, but the whole thing is like over June. Well, I'm glad we cleared that up, though. So that's basically my NPC ideology this month is if you're missing out on E3, this is kind of going to fill that void. And it's not exactly the same thing, but it's something to look forward to.
And the spacing it out's kind of cool, because E3 is an event, but this is like a whole month of cool stuff, maybe, potentially. We'll see. So there's a funny story about this first week food. So we have some things going on behind the scenes that we will get to eventually. I know we keep hinting at it, and it's not meant to be teased. It's just for the sake of this this opening here for first week food. I have to say that. So we had a plan to meet and discuss some other things going on. And I'm thinking it's going to be over Google Hangouts, like the way we're recording right now, and like the way we've handled all of our meetings for the last couple months. So I'm like, hey, I'm picking up groceries. Can we push this back a little bit? And you're like, yeah, sure. So I'm coming back from the grocery store, and I see your car in my driveway.
Yeah.
And it just like, I'm processing my brain. I'm like, what the fuck? So then you're there, and we have our meeting, but it kind of lends itself to, we had our first week food that day. We got it out of the way. Yeah. It was last Friday. So it worked out. And you just kind of randomly showed up. And
I'm an idiot. I don't know.
No, it was cool. It worked out very well. So let me just say this. When we were planning on doing the best burger in Ohio, this may surprise you to hear, we weren't planning on COVID-19 happening. No,
we didn't see this coming.
We did a lot of cross-checking. We did a lot of planning. There were places in Columbus. There were places in Cincinnati. And the year's not over. I mean, there's still opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's safe to say that we've had to make some changes and maybe go to some restaurants we otherwise wouldn't have due to some social constraints.
Oh, that place in Toledo I want to hit up still? Jesus.
Yeah. There's places. So, like, Melt was very understandable. Smoke the Burger joint. We were kind of
That was on our list. That was
it was on a list, and they have a lot of awards. I feel like this week's a little bit of a reach, and I can't speak for you. I'm gonna say I apologize a little bit that it's a little random. It has a very good Google rating. It's like 4.5 out of 5, and it's local. It's an Ohio place with burgers, so half of me is like, sorry, this isn't a grand place we went to, but the other half is like, well, we're still telling you about a local Ohio place that sells burgers, and we reviewed it. So I'm not going to apologize anymore. I got it out now.
That's exactly how I feel, though. Like, I feel the same way. It's like, maybe we should have picked another place, but I also did surprise you, and that didn't help any to the circumstances.
It's all good. We still went on with our review. I just, when we say where we went, or when you look at the title of this episode, and you're like, John's Grill. Huh, I've never heard of John's Grill. Well, you know what? Neither did we until we went there. You know what's crazy though? Think of all the Johns in the world, right?
Yes, there's
think of all the grills in the world. Think of all the restaurant owners named John that likely have grills, right?
Yeah.
It's very crazy that this one got the domain name johnsgrill.com.
You feel like it should have been. It's just as generic as like John Smith's.
Yeah, but not even Smith. Like, because that makes it longer, because there's a many, but like that's the first name and the last name. This restaurant literally got johnsgrill.com. I don't know why, that just kind of blows my mind. Like, it's like John's restaurant. Like, it's like there's so many probably in the world, but this one got it first. It's crazy. That's neither here nor there. So
it blows your mind because you're in marketing.
Isn't it kind of crazy though that nobody else got that name before them?
When you spell it out like that, yeah, it's kind of weird. But like, I didn't think about it.
It's crazy. Anyway, without further ado, let us dive into our first week food burger edition review of John's Grill.
Presentation.
What'd you get?
I got a Beyond Burger, and that's literally what they call it. I didn't forget to look up the name. It's literally, they're like, Beyond Burger, come try it out. Interesting enough, they say that it comes with lettuce, tomato, and onion. Not the case. But I got a Beyond Burger with mushrooms and grilled onions, or sauteed onions, whatever phrasing they use at johnsgrill.com.
I got the famed City Burger.
What is that?
And that had applewood bacon, which it did, cheddar, Swiss, and a fried egg.
Your stomach handled the egg very well, by the way. Because we hung out, talked, and had coffee and stuff after, so I know you didn't immediately blow up inside.
That wasn't Yeah, sometimes that happened with eggs. I think that was just Ohio Burger.
Okay. So, it looked messy. It was like a greasy. It was like what's the word I'm looking for? It's like a what's it called when you eat something but you shouldn't. It's like a guilty pleasure burger. It's like it's wrong. It's greasy. It's unhealthy. But damn it, it's a burger. And do you want to eat a healthy burger?
No. What's the point of a healthy burger? Although I do like a good salmon burger. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. I feel like some of the veggie burgers aren't that messy. This Beyond Burger, this was messy. I mean, it looked good though. Like, it was like the mushrooms and the onions were a good choice. They don't come on the Beyond Burger. I specifically asked for them to be on there. They were that's more portion size. But it looked good. It was messy. It was greasy. It's very weird that it didn't come with lettuce, tomato, or onion. I didn't specifically say, like when I said what I wanted on it, I said, can I get, American cheese, mushrooms, and grilled onions? But it says it comes with lettuce, tomato, onion. I figure like he would have asked, but we'll get into that also with attentiveness, but I don't think he knew what he was doing. But as far as a burger could look, it fit the bill. It was messy. It was a good size. I don't know. It was a burger.
I like the double cheese look on mine. Like, I like the 2 cheeses. I like that they offered that.
Do they have the angles separated so that the two, do you know what I'm talking about? Like not two slices of cheese on top of each other. You switch it, like rotate it so that you see the different squares.
They did do that.
Ah, that's good for them. That's good stuff.
It looks okay. Everything except for even the bun doesn't appeal really. The egg and the cheese looks like the best part of that burger, and that's not really how it should be, I think. The
best part of my burger was definitely the mushroom and the onion, so I understand where you're coming from.
I didn't even like the bun that much. It's like super bready. Like it looks super bready.
Yeah, I'm specifically waiting for portion size to talk about my bun.
Okay, I think it looked okay though. It looks fine. It looks like a fine burger.
Let me say this: we're rating this burger with the PAC scale, the PPACD scale, which is presentation, portion size, attentiveness, cost, and deliciousness. Presentation is 0 to 3, portion size 0 to 5, attentiveness 0 to 2, because we're not there for them, we're there for the burgers. Cost 0 to 5, and deliciousness is the heaviest weighted category, which is 0 to 10 each. So the highest score you can get is 50, the lowest score is 0, which you're eating something, I don't think we'll ever have a 0 out of 0. And we'll go through the ratings when we get there, but that's how we're ranking these burgers.
Yeah. So with that, I think the presentation of my burger isn't awesome. The plates don't do it any justice either. Not to rag on the plates, but like the plates don't do a lot of it because like mine's got checkers around the corners. Like what am I, 6?
Yeah, I feel like it's trying to go for like that Rally's like
yeah
kitchen-y, you're in a kitchen checkers look. We don't really do that anymore. It's only about the burger. But the place was so expansive.
It was huge.
It like if we would have ate in the room that we walked in, I would have thought it could hold maybe 50 people tops. And then they walk you and you're in a new room and you're like, "Oh, this place is bigger." And then they walk you into a new room and you're like, "What the fuck? This place is just massive."
Yeah.
And they moved us away from I know social distancing, but they moved us away from a lot of empty tables to a back room. It was very bizarre.
It was strange. That seemed to be hosting a hillbilly birthday party.
Oh God, it was. You can't hold that against the place. But
No,
there were some people there. Like, there's one thing about going out eating right now and feeling like shit about yourself and still maintaining social distancing. But these guys were like one appetizer away from just shooting in the sky and going yeehaw. You know what I mean?
That's true. I would say about 2 beers away from it, but yeah.
So yeah, 2 beers, that's fair. So that was happening while we were there. But I know that's not very descriptive. It seems like a nice place. Let me say that. Under normal circumstances, it seems like a nice place to go. Not the best area, I would say, but a nice restaurant.
What'd you give your presentation?
I gave it right down the middle. I gave it a 2 out of 3.
I gave mine a 2. I wasn't that impressed with it. Like, nothing I could really hold against it, but it seems super plain Jane.
That's fair.
Even the eggs seem really plain.
Well, that is a combined score of 4, and we move on to
portion size.
So I was full after eating the burger. We went back and we talked about things and had some coffee. At no point during that was I still hungry. I think it's similar to Midway Oh Boy. And now, I think the portion size was much better than Midway Oh Boy. But we went on that long discussion where we were like, I still could have ate more at the time, but later on I felt comfortably full. I was starving. I have a little story about that during attentiveness next. But I was starving, so I smashed my burger. I smashed my onion rings. I was very hungry, but when I was done, I was done. Like, I didn't need more. I didn't really want more. So the actual size of the burger was pretty good for me.
I was 3/4 of the way through my burger, and I thought, I think this is gonna handle me pretty well. I was pretty happy with it. It was a half pound. I actually checked the sizes because they had different sizes for different burgers. So I didn't want to get a 1/3 burger. I saw this was a half pound. I was like, yeah, let's do this because I like that size. It usually is filling enough for me where I can handle it, and I'm not hungry again. And I thought it was actually really filling.
Yeah, I was full. Now I have 2 complaints. One I already touched on. They didn't put the lettuce and tomato on it. I know that doesn't really fit portion size, but it's part of the size. Like the lettuce and the tomato on the burger, it's part of the size. Didn't need it. I was full. I'm just kind of complaining. And here's my second complaint, and I don't know if you got a good look at it. The top half of my bun, no complaints. It was a little smashed, but no complaints. The top of my burger looked beautiful with the cheese, the Beyond Burger, the mushrooms, the onions. It looked beautiful. But when I went to grab it, for a second, I thought it was bunless on the bottom. I thought I was just holding the meat, or the fake meat, I guess I should say. Did I show you the bottom of the bun?
Yeah,
it
you
was
did.
literally like a sliver. It was like paper. And I promise I'm not exaggerating. This bottom bun was like smaller than a pita.
Wow.
It was like it's like the top being a bun and the bottom being like a tortilla wrap. It was so bizarre. It was so small and thin. It wasn't even the size of the patty. And it's like, why? Like, it's just like, I feel like you don't put, it's not like pasta where when you're mixing it together, it's all there and you're like, oh, I can't take it out, you know? Like the way you prepare a meal that's all together, it's different than the way you prepare a burger. You put the buns out first. You know what I mean? You put the bun out in preparation of putting the patty on the bottom bun. I feel like if you're at a restaurant where like if I'm at home, you know, like, you know what? I paid for the buns already, I'll eat it. But if you're at a restaurant and you're serving paying customers, when you start preparing the burger and you put that bottom bun slice down, I feel like maybe I shouldn't serve this. But that's, I mean, I realize I'm complaining. That's not even part of the burger. That's like the bottom part of the bun. I was still full. I wasn't missing out. I gave this a 4 out of 5 for portion size. Because the lettuce, the tomato, the onion, the bottom bun, it's not make it or break it. I'm just being critical because that's my damn job. Doing a review.
So I know that this is about the burger alone. I thought it was a good burger. It kept me pretty full. I was pretty happy with it. However, I'm kind of getting sick of this. It's been a trend. It's been a couple places now where fries have been a la carte. And I think I'm going to start hitting them on fries being a la carte, because to me that's part of the experience. Part of the portion size is the fries, burgers and fries. I know this is just about the burgers. I get that.
So are you gonna? I feel like that should be a cost rather than a portion size.
It's both to me, because I mean, like, it's like, yeah, you can put your burger in there, but it's not supposed to just fill you up all the way. I think the fries are there to like help kind of balance it out. If a burger fills you up by itself, I think it's too big.
I stand by that with cost. Don't agree with it. I mean, now you can do whatever you want. It's your rating. But for portion size, I feel like, because then, like, if the fries weren't good, would you hold that against the burger in deliciousness?
No, I would not.
See what I mean? It's like, so when I'm thinking portion, because I'll say this. I brought a Midway, oh boy, where they like gave me like 6 or 7 fried mushrooms. They gave me a lot of onion rings here at John's Grill. Yeah. But I don't count that in the portion size. But it was a good size.
If you had the burger, would you have been full though?
No, but I don't think that should be expected. If like, what burger? Where do you go get a burger that's all you need? Maybe Melt.
I was gonna say Melts.
But I don't think it's the job. Is it the job of? No, dude. We had 2 and we each had 1.5 burgers and a side.
I guess
we were not full after one burger at Nano Brew.
I guess you're right.
Listen, you can do what you want. I would just have a counter argument for counting portion size with the fries.
It's irritating me at this point because it's happened so many times. It's been like, God, I can't count how many times because I don't know, but it's been at least a couple, and I think it needs to pay in something. I think maybe you're right, maybe cost.
That's where I'm in a different situation, but anyway, regardless, what is your score for portion size?
I gave it a 4.
So that is a score of 8 plus our other 4, which puts us at 12. Moving on.
Attentiveness.
Are you in a mood? It's the heat, brah. It's the heat.
I've just been in like this like mood today. Like I did my scoring today. I wrote my articles today.
I was like, fuck these guys. Fuck this shit.
Yeah, I've just been like this, like, yeah, I don't know, because I almost want to give this my score right away, but I'm not going to do that. So this kid comes up to us after like 10 minutes of sitting there, and he goes, "Have you guys been helped?" I was like, "No." And I've had that happen before, right? That happens sometimes. Maybe a hostess will grab the table, she sees someone hasn't been helped. And it seemed like we were not in this kid's section. Like he wasn't supposed to be waiting on us.
Yeah, I agree.
Maybe he was, maybe he wasn't, but it seemed like he was very unsure of himself. I think he was maybe new, maybe he just got hired before coronavirus hit. Maybe he's just not good at talking to people, but his service was not great.
No, I've always considered this as a freebie, attentiveness.
Me too.
Because we're not there to judge the service. Like if it's great or if it's okay, that's fine. If they may strike up a conversation, cool. But this is always kind of like, okay, we're here for the burgers, let's move on. We have to put it in there because we initially put it in there when we were reviewing restaurants as a whole. But when you're looking at burgers, the point was this to be simple, fast, in and out. His name was Anthony, by the way.
Was it?
It was like just one thing kind of after another. And I don't necessarily blame him because situationally things are very, very different right now. And who knows how long he's been there. And I don't think we were in his section because he kind of like walked by and was like, because the rowdy couple behind us had a female server.
Mm-hmm.
So I would assume that we were in her section.
Me too.
But they kept we were there for probably, like you said, 10 or 15 minutes before anybody, after we got seated, if we needed anything. I don't know how hard we stressed this, but the burgers were very, very greasy.
Yes.
And I was starving. I was more than halfway through my burger and into many of my onion rings before he checked in on us and I had to ask him for napkins.
Yeah.
I mean, we had finger food. We had burgers and fries and onion rings. No napkins, no silverware. Not that, we're not freaks.
Right.
We're not eating burgers with silverware. But the only thing he was fairly on top of was, I guess, the
drinks,
drink refills. He was pretty much. You got a few. I got one refill. He was on top of that for the most part. But it took forever to be waited on. No napkins. He was pretty fast with the check, but it
was also awkward.
Yeah, he was just not. He didn't have natural charisma or chemistry, which you don't need. But it
seemed like he was
on top
mad
of everything
at
else. If he was fast, yeah, it was like we were inconveniencing him. That is true. It did kind of feel like that. Also, we didn't really say this. It took forever to get our food, and well, I guess that would be deliciousness when we kind of talk about the quality of the food.
Mm.
Listen, I gave it a 0.
Attentiveness?
Yeah, I gave it a 0 out of 2.
I thought you were going to tell me I was being too harsh, but I gave it a 0 as well.
Yep. Well, that is a score of 0, which keeps our score firmly at 12.
Cost.
So here's where you will get no complaints from me if you want to start smashing them for doing a la carte. However, I will say this. I love Beyond Burgers. I love getting them out at restaurants. You guys should know this if you've been following with the podcast. The Beyond Burger here was $8.99. That's not bad at all. Normally there's an upcharge. Normally it's like an extra $3 or something like that. Melt, I think it was an extra $3 and my Beyond Burger was $16. Here it was $9. And the addition for mushrooms was 50 cents. And I know I just crushed him, but Anthony didn't charge me for onion rings. So I gave him a good tip.
I think that was just him being not thinking about it.
That's probably true. So for me, the cost was excellent. It was like $14-15 with tip for Beyond Burger with toppings, onion rings, and I got a sweet tea with a refill. So of all the things I can complain about, like the napkins, the burger being greasy, how it was cooked, whatever the service, for the cost of getting a Beyond Burger at a restaurant, it was very, very good for me.
I was just looking through the menu. There's not a burger that is over $9.
That's really good.
It is, yeah, but it's actually to the point where I'm questioning the quality of the ingredients. Because there's a lamb burger, which is typically more expensive, and that's still only $9.
But think about this. If you were to get that lamb burger and it was $14, it probably would come with fries. So instead of paying $14 for a burger and fries, you're paying $9 for a burger, which leaves you room for your side. So I feel like their single entree a la carte is about the same price if you get a burger and fries somewhere else.
So you think they're leaving room for you to get a side, but not to get one if you don't want one?
Yeah. Plus, that might speak higher to the quality, where it's not like if you were getting a burger and fries for $8 or $9, that's when you're starting to get into like fast food territory a little bit, like Wendy's. But if you're getting just the burger for $9, I mean,
I still question it. I do. I still question
Nano
that.
Brew was $10.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. This maybe
Yeah,
I
did
just
your burger make you question the burger?
yeah, it did actually. It
Okay.
felt like grainy. The mouthfeel was grainy. I don't know if that
I'm jumping ahead. I think they just had a shitty chef or cook on, but we're not really talking
No,
about
we're
that
not,
right
not
now. How
quite there
did
yet.
but how did you feel about the cost?
It could have been worse. It's not a bad price. The food it was probably made by like a real cow. I'm not sure.
Mine was not. Mine was made from beets.
That's on purpose. Are they made out of beets?
Yeah,
Oh,
dude. They just take Drake's beets and they just grind them up in a blender.
Oh.
And they're wireless. They're wireless though. It's good.
Those would cost a lot more, I think.
And more than $9.
Yeah. I what'd you rate it?
I gave it a straight 5 out of 5.
5 out of 5.
Dude, I let me put it this way. I've been using Nano Brew as the staple. Where if it's like a $4 or a $5 burger, like Swenson's, it's like, well, it's fast food. It's a $4 burger. Now, I hit Melt because Melt was a $16 burger. That's kind of crazy. Which is also, well, it was the upcharge. It was technically a $13 burger, but still, $16. This is like a $9 Beyond. My Beyond's I don't question the quality because I already know what Beyond is. I'll pay if I'm going to pay $16 for a Beyond patty, paying $10 for the same exact thing is awesome. So for me to get a $9 Beyond burger, that's excellent.
They just gave you a beef burger.
That would be terrible.
They just gave you a beef burger.
My stomach probably would not know what to do. No, I can taste the beets, and you bite into it, you can see it.
That's
it's good stuff.
disgusting.
I have been fooled before in my life, though, dude. It's not disgusting.
Oh, man, I hate beets. Well, I don't agree with that. I thought for how much it cost, it wasn't that expensive, but spoilers, I didn't like the food. I only gave it a 2 because I feel like for that quality, it could have been like $2, maybe like $4.
$2?
$4.
So to you, it felt more like a fast food burger.
Yeah.
Okay. So you would more have it compared with like a Swenson's,
Yeah,
or a Midway Oh Boy.
and you know
style.
what? I would compare it to Swenson's, and guess what? Swenson's would probably win.
That's fair. So that is a score of 7, which puts us at 19, heading in to the final category.
Deliciousness.
I know I just spoiled it in the last segment, but my deliciousness is not very high for this burger because honestly, it tasted burnt. It was overdone. The edges were like charred, which could be desirable in some situations, but it didn't.
If you ask for a medium well.
Yeah, but I asked for a medium, right? I probably asked for a medium. That's what I usually get. I'm like, why'd you even ask me if you don't care? But also it kind of tasted like it had that like rubbery kind of microwave quality at the same time. It didn't. Like Nano Brew tasted very good and earthy, like it was fresh. This tasted like a frozen patty. They probably was a little freezer burnt and they just charred the shit out of it.
Yeah.
The ingredients on it, the egg was runny, which is all you can really ask for. It wasn't pretty, but it was runny. The bacon was really good. Bacon was probably pre-cooked, but it was really good. Probably my favorite part was the bacon. Cheese was great. I love cheese. You can put more cheese the better, and they put 2 cheeses on it, so it's like, what else can you ask for? But overall, the burger did not taste very good. Bread was super bready too. Like it tasted like a loaf of bread. I'm done. That's my piece.
That was an ingredient by ingredient breakdown. That's good. So I smashed. I know I mentioned this already. I smashed this burger. I probably should have taken my time more to diagnose it. It was very greasy. And if you buy Beyond Burger fake meat, it pretty much warns you on the package not to overcook it.
Really?
Because when you're cooking a real burger, let's say you want to do medium well,
Mm-hmm.
or not well done, but medium well. And it's like going in with that mindset with a Beyond Burger, they recommend 4 minutes aside, because I cook a lot of these. They recommend 4 minutes aside, and they're like, if it still looks pink, it's okay. Like, hint, it's not, if you're not eating raw meat, it's fake, you know what I mean? Like, it's beet juice, it's red. This burger was on the grill way too long.
Yeah.
Which also syncs with the fact that we waited so long. Like, I think they were cooking it, and maybe, I don't know if something happened in the kitchen. They were definitely trying to appease the table behind us. I think they probably, we were very chill. They probably felt like they really were 2 beers away from just going crazy. So they probably were trying to be very attentive to them to make sure that things were okay.
Yeah.
But it felt like if you were grilling and you put food on the grill and you walked away and then you got distracted, then you came back, you're like, oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we got to give it to him. Where's that really, really sliver of a bottom bun? Yeah, perfect. Bring that over here. Perfect. So mine cheese was good as well. The mushrooms and the onions made the burger. If I was ranking this with the mushrooms and the onions more so in mind, it probably would be like a 9 or a 10 out of 10 because they were excellent. Those mushrooms and the onions were absolutely excellent. Can't overstate that enough. Unfortunately, bottom bun was non-existent. The Beyond Burger, the taste was fine. I know what to expect with the Beyond. Like, it's always going to be good. Like, unless it's cold or you absolutely obliterate it, it's going to be good. But I can't, like, I have to find ways to differentiate between the different Beyond Burgers or, meats I get, fake meats. But, like, overcooked, no bottom bun, incredibly greasy with no napkins. I gave this a 6 out of 10 for deliciousness, and the majority of that is due to the mushrooms and the onions. But it wasn't bad. This is me being very critical, and I don't remember where else I came in with this. Maybe it was Midway. Oh boy, I don't remember. But if I just went there with a non-critical eye and I got that burger, I'd be like, it was a little cooked. It was a little overcooked, but it was good. It was fine. Like, I'm not super picky on my own. When we're doing this for the podcast, I'm very picky. So on here, I say 6 out of 10. But if you ask me off the air, like, would you go there again? Like, yeah, I'd probably, if we went there, I'd probably get it again. That's a deciding factor. If we went there, I would probably get it again. So it's not terrible, but that day, it was overcooked.
Mine was so greasy. It was, like, also, the fries were greasy. The burger was super greasy, too.
Dude, those onion rings were real good.
Yeah.
Didn't count that in my score, but the onion, I would probably get the same exact thing.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet tea, that Beyond Burger, maybe ask for tomato and lettuce, and the onion rings. It was excellent.
I would get the same thing, but I wouldn't want to go there again.
What sauce did you get?
Oh, there was a sriracha mayo on the side.
Oh, that looked good.
You could have had it, man.
Yeah, I don't know if that's an onion ring thing, but it looked good.
I didn't like it, so overall I gave mine a 4.
That's still pretty generous, though. Like, it was still food, It
Yeah.
still wasn't it wasn't terrible.
It didn't taste bad, but I was really disappointed. I'm not angry, I'm just upset.
Were you that disappointed, though? We didn't decide we were going there until 10 minutes before we went there.
That's my fault.
And it's also kind of like, well, what did we expect? Because we went to a place that this place wasn't on any of the lists.
It's true. That's true.
It was nearby. They had the burgers we could choose from. It had really good reviews, Google reviews.
I don't know why.
So, we really do need to fix our rating. This almost got into Michael Jordan territory, but this came in our 3rd ranking, which is right down the middle. Come see, come saw.
Actually, you know what? I think that fits.
Yeah, it was fine. It does. You know what? It does fit. It's like, didn't love it. If somebody paid for it, you would eat it, right? Like if you were starving and somebody was like, "Hey, I know you're hungry. I picked you up something. I went to johnsgrill.com and I got you this." You'd be like,
"Oh, thanks."
Okay. Right?
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah. It's come see, come saw. It's not caviar and dry wine. It's not Michael Jordan. It's also not the bottom 2. It's probably closer to not feeling it than Michael Jordan.
Yeah. But
it's not fuck out of here.
It was fine, though.
Yeah, it was fine. johnsgrill.com is fine. And that is our first week food burger edition review of johnsgrill.com.
All right, thank you for listening to the podcast this week. First week food. I'm glad we got to meet up and hang out.
Googly. Well, you mean in person.
I mean,
right
in person.
now
Yeah,
we didn't touch.
No, we didn't touch. Which is weird for us.
No brooms, no machetes. I didn't pay them.
But actually, I was talking to Tyler, and I forgot 2 things I wanted to mention in the intro. So forgive me. Bear with me. I wrote an article for the WordPress that we have. It comes out twice a week, but mine came out last... God, when was that? Sunday.
Yeah.
Sunday. Mine was last Sunday, and that was another ghost story that I forgot to mention on the podcast. So if you liked my ghost stories, I have a nonverbal one. It's a written one, and you can go back and you appreciate my use of GIFs. 2 days ago, our friend Ghost Type Alex came out with a live stream for Siren Head, and if you missed it, if you didn't get to see it, I think he's going to do it again, hopefully at that same time, so you might not miss it again if you hear about it on the podcast, or if you see it on our social media, feel free to check it out. I'm sure there's going to be a video for it too. I'm excited to watch it.
Is that only Twitch, or is that YouTube as well?
He's probably going to post it to YouTube.
Like after the fact or live?
Probably after.
Okay, only live on Twitch?
Yes, I'm fairly confident about that.
I don't have Twitch. I'll have to.
On the computer.
Siren Head looks awesome though. It's like a Slender Man thing, but not quite Slender Man. That's what it made me think of because I've seen some clips of it. It looks creepy. It looks cool. I like watching him do horror stuff. He's still doing Outlast.
Yeah, he's funny as hell though. So
yes, so go check out Ghost Type Alex.
But those are my things I wanted to hit on the outro.
It's all good. So thank you guys for listening. Make sure if you're enjoying, you're sharing with friends and family and loved ones and coworkers and even the people you hate. Make
sure you leave a 5-star rating, leave a comment, review. Those always help. If you want to leave a 4-star, that's cool. If you want to leave like a 3-star, like, don't do that. Think about it. Take some time off.
And if you do leave a 5-star review and you take a screenshot of it and you send it to us at thesegwaypodcast@gmail.com, then we'll know that you did it.
That's a lot of extra work.
That is a lot of extra work. But be noticed. People stand up. Let your voice be heard.
Oh, yeah, we'll definitely shout you out.
Yeah, we'll give you some love, some big lovin's, because that's what you want deep down. So thank you guys for listening, and as always, this is The Segway.
The best thing that happened to you on a Thursday. Are you ready?
Always. Wait, let me get a drink of water.
Okay.
Motherfucker. Yep, okay. Dude, what happened to this episode? We were going so fast, and now we're at an hour and 3 minutes. What happened?
I don't know, man.